guys, how you doing? In today's video, we're going to be discussing how to stop being a people pleaser. So I thought it was important for me to do this video because I feel like a lot of us girlies, including myself, have been in a situation where we were once people pleasers. We were out here trying to make everybody else happy and literally forgetting ourselves. Even if it was at our own expense, we just wanted to see everybody else happy, wanted to ensure that everybody else likes us. So if you know that you're one of those girlies who has been in these shoes, and practically I've been in those shoes but I was able to get out of them, this video is for you. Don't go anywhere. So first things first, subscribe, share this video with a friend right now. Try to get them on board, get them to get to know this content, and get them out of their people-pleasing era. So let's get right on into it. First things first is put yourself first. Yes, I get it. I know you're gonna say it. It sounds selfish hearing someone actually say, oh my god, put yourself first. But it is important for you to put yourself first if you're trying to get out of your people-pleasing era. Because remember, people-pleasing initially means that you're putting other people first before you. So if you want to do right by you and get out of the people-pleasing era, start to put yourself first. Put yourself on the pedestal. Remove every other individual that you have ever put on the pedestal before you, of course, except God. If it's not God, you should be after that. You know, God, then you. Okay? God first, then you. So remove every other individual from the pedestal and put yourself on that pedestal and become the key person who becomes your key priority. Then everybody else comes right after you. That is the best way to get out of your people-pleasing era, because when you're people-pleasing, it's like your needs don't really matter. You don't even care how you feel about certain situations. So in order for you to get out of that space, become first, girl. Become first. Even if it sounds selfish, even if it feels selfish, be selfish. Okay? That's the best thing you could ever do for yourself. Put yourself first. Everybody else, right after you. Point number 2. If it doesn't feel right to you, then it isn't right for you. So what do I mean by this? There are plenty times that because we're in the space where we're trying to please everybody else, we know that certain things don't feel right to us, or certain things feel like we are contradicting our beliefs, or we are going against certain things that we stand for. But yet we still put ourselves in those spaces where we're trying to please the other person and we go against our desires or our belief system and all that kind of stuff. So if you notice something doesn't feel right to you and doesn't feel right by you, then that thing isn't for you. That thing isn't right. And because that thing doesn't feel right, that should be an indicator not to do it. So if ever you are out in a space, because sometimes we may say, oh, I'm trying to get out of my people-pleasing era, but initially it's not even you trying to people please, it's just you trying to help out an individual. But you will know that, okay, this is genuinely me trying to assist another person because it feels right. I don't feel conflicted. Whereas when it doesn't feel right, when you feel like you're taken away from yourself, when you feel like, oh my god, I feel negative about this doesn't go with my core belief, that is an indicator. That is a key indicator right there that whatever it is that you're doing shouldn't be done. Whatever it is that you're about to do, you shouldn't be doing at all. So if it doesn't feel right to you, don't do it. That is actually, I think, one of the first things you should consider outside putting yourself first. The next thing you should look out for is, how do I feel about this thing that I'm about to do? How do I feel about this activity I'm about to get into? How do I feel about going to this place that this person is inviting me to? If it feels that you are going against something that you believe in, or you feel uncomfortable about it, turn it down. And trust me, the moment you turn it down, you will feel 10 times better. Yes, at first you're going to feel a bit guilty because you're like, oh my god, now this person feels like I don't like them. Now I've made this person feel bad. Oh my god, oh my god. It's going to feel that way at first. But once you get it out of the way, trust and believe. Trust and believe. Once you get a hang of it, over time you will start to feel better and you appreciate yourself more for going with your gut feeling over just going off the whim just to make another person happy. So that feeling that you get inside, that peak feeling, That's your gut, darling. That is your gut telling you. Go with your gut feeling and don't do anything that goes outside what you feel comfortable doing. Now, point number 3, I need you to understand that people are takers, okay? So people who actually have gotten to understand you and have observed you to be a people pleaser, those people will use you. They will take and take and take. And trust me, people never know when to stop taking, especially if you've shown them that you have no boundaries. They will keep taking from you. So if you want to get out of your people pleasing era, create a boundary. Stop those people who are taking from you from taking. Just make sure they know that there's a limit to whatever it is they're able to get away with. Let them understand that there are certain things you're not willing to do because it's a boundary for you. There are certain things you're not going to do because it doesn't feel right towards you or doesn't feel right to you. So trust me, stop putting yourself in a space where you're allowing people to take and take and take and take. Allow people to do for you as much as you do for them. If you're doing for people, go the extra mile and do for them. But if you're constantly the one doing and doing and doing and the other person is not reciprocating, take yourself out of that space. It is okay with pulling back. You could pull back. You could withdraw until you see this person put the necessary effort. Because if you allow people to walk all over you, they will walk, they will dance, they will do backflips. People will do so many uncalled for things to you, things that will leave you thinking like, why did this person treat me this way, yet I've been so good to them? Duh, they treated you that way because you gave them, you know, that leeway. You told them it's free for all, free food over here, free food stand, free food for all, take as much as you can, you know, nothing is up for sale, come here, come get, come one, come all, and people are going to walk right over you. So if you don't want that, create boundaries and know that people will take from you so long as you allow them to keep taking. Now, I'm going to share with you guys a personal experience during the time when I was trying to people please. An example of a workspace I was in. So I was trying to ensure that everybody likes me so I'm able to fit in. And so I was constantly going the extra mile. Like, oh my God, let me do this for this person. Oh my God, let me do this work because, you know, I'm trying to like assist this person. Oh my God, I'm trying to fit in. Oh my God, I'm trying to make sure everybody's okay with me. So at the time, I was waitressing. And during that time when I was doing my waitressing job, I found myself, you know, trying to help people, trying to help everybody else, trying to ensure that everybody else is okay. And it is my nature to go the extra mile when I'm in any setting because I want to do right, I want to do what I'm being paid for, and I want to do more than what I'm being paid for, right? So I was like, okay, let me put myself out there. But then again, I wanted people to like me. I wanted people in my space to accept me as an individual. Then I noticed 1 or 2 people like try to walk all over me. Like, okay, I'm helping you do your job, and I can see you trying to take me for granted. And I'm one person who, in as much as I have my people-pleasing moments, because I could be this girl who's like a proper people-pleaser, if I like you or if I want to just like make it like, you know, a socially acceptable like environment for me, or an environment that is like warm because I like positive energy, I like a positive environment. So sometimes because of that I will people please to make it a conducive environment. But when I notice you're taking me for granted, I will speak out. I will like tell you off. I will tell you about yourself. I will put you in your place. So I noticed this girl was like, you know, trying to take me for granted. She wasn't being appreciative of what I was doing and whatnot. And in as much as I liked her, I got agitated. I got irritated. This one time I had to tell her about herself and I was over it. I was like, I'm so done helping you. And the other times I noticed also other people who would like, you know, leave their tables, not want to clean up after themselves because they know, okay, Jackie doesn't like to see dirt. I naturally have a slight OCD. I can't stand filth, and I'll like clean up because I can't stand looking at it like a couple of times. But I had to teach myself, turn a blind eye, Jackie. Pretend you can't see it. Pretend I know you see it. Go to the back if you have to. Just don't deal with the front. I started doing that. At some point I was like working in the back all the time to try and avoid dealing with the nonsense I had to put myself through because other people were trying to take my OCD for granted, trying to take my kindness for granted, I started telling people about themselves so that they could know I don't stand for certain things. So if you have to get to that point, get to that point. But that was me in my people-pleasing era, and I learned real quick that people will not appreciate you and see the good in what you're doing if you overstretch yourself. Don't overstretch yourself. Just do as much as you can, but don't ever exceed what you know you should do. Let them do what is meant for them to do, especially like in the workplace. Do what you can to get your work done. If you want to help, help because you want to help. But don't overstretch yourself, because then you'll be doing your work on another person's work and they're getting paid for the work that they're not doing. You should be getting double for that. You know what I mean? Point number 5. I noticed that the more I please people is the more I lose myself. What do I mean by this? The times that I found myself trying to please everybody else around me, I felt like I'm losing myself. I lost sight of who I was as an individual. I lost sight of my self-value. I lost sight of my self-worth. I found myself even becoming less confident, because it's like you're used to pleasing people so much for doing for other people. You're used to doing so much for other people. You find that you don't even want to speak out about certain issues because you feel like, oh, if I speak out, I'm going to be stepping on this one and this one's foot or this one's toe or whatever. And so because of that, you lose your self-confidence. You lose your self-worth. You lose your self-value. So the less you do that, the less you people please, the more you feed into yourself, the more value you add to yourself, the more worthy you deem yourself. Now, don't mistake people pleasing, like lack of people pleasing, for arrogance. Because sometimes people can be arrogant and say, oh no, I'm not trying to people please. No, sometimes it's just you being a douche. So don't be a douche. You could assist when you know it's necessary. You could help from a good place. But people pleasing is when you like overstretch yourself. Don't do that. Don't overstretch yourself. I noticed that when you people please, you will realize that the message you're sending to the other person is that you don't value yourself. And that's what validates everything else every other individual does to you. Because when they look at it, they're like, oh, this person doesn't value themselves. This person doesn't appreciate themselves. This person doesn't see how great of an individual they are. This person doesn't see what good they bring to this place or what value they bring to this place. So they equally won't value you. So if you don't value yourself, the next person won't value you. That's why it is important to put value on yourself. Place value on you for other people to place value on you. So when you are people pleasing, you're taking away your value. Anything that is valuable is not that easy to access. Anything that is valuable has a price to it. If it's free for all, it loses value. If anybody and everybody can access it, it loses value. So if you want to have value, you should have limits and have boundaries. That is more or less like a pricing for you. Now, even as I say this, I'm speaking to you guys, but I'm equally talking to myself. I'm like, oh my God, this can actually apply to dating as well. I feel like we date for the sake of dating. I know I'm going off topic, guys. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Accept it. We date for the sake of dating and hoping to meet the right person, and sometimes we just date anything and everything. But if you're trying to value yourself, only go for what you believe you deserve. If you feel like this is beneath what I deserve, this is less than what I deserve, don't go for it, because if you go there, you're taking away your value. I was speaking to you and I was speaking to myself as well. You guys got it? You caught my drift, but yeah. So place value on yourself. Draw boundaries. That's your value. So point number 7 is you become a puppet if you're people pleasing. I don't even know if I need to explain this one, because I feel like this is self-explanatory. Like, once you're in your people pleasing era, it's like you become this puppet. The other people who you're trying to do it all for are the puppeteers, and you're the puppet. They will push you around. Like, they will play with you. They will move you everywhere, however they want to. If they try to make you do a backflip, you will do that backflip without even realizing you're doing these backflips that you don't want to do. So you become this puppet to these individuals. So avoid people pleasing, because you're not a puppet. You're just as valuable as them. You're just as worthy as they are. So don't put yourself in a space where you become a puppet to these puppeteers, because people are going to use you. People are going to make you into a puppet. They will turn you into their puppets if you allow them. All. Now, don't judge my Nigerian accent, okay? I feel like in my past life, I was a Niger girl. But yeah. Yes, guys. So, don't be a puppet for nobody and to nobody. Point number 8. Point number 8 is be okay with cutting people off. Be okay with cutting people off. Should I say it a little louder? Be okay with cutting people off. What do I mean by this? I mean that if anybody seems like they're trying to use you, if somebody feels like, if it feels like people are trying to take advantage of you, nip, 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 cut them off. Get rid of them. It's going to hurt, but it's going to be of value to you. It's going to add to you. Because you only want to keep people around who equally see you and appreciate you. People who see the resource that you are as an individual. People who see, the value you bring into their lives as an individual. Such people are people worth holding on to, whereas people who don't see your value, people who just see you as this accessible tool that they can use and abuse, those people should not be in your space. Those people should not be anywhere close to you. And so when you see such people, quickly cut them off. Cut them off so fast. Before they even realize it, they're out the door. They're gone. Let them go into the bin where they belong. Okay? Okay, I was being dramatic there, but you get it. You get it. I know you get it, because I know you get it. But yeah, cut them off. Our last and final point is work on your physical and mental well-being. When you look good, you feel good. When you're working out, when you're putting yourself in a space where you're taking care of your physical appearance and you're taking care of your mental well-being, you're working on developing yourself, you're working on some of your weak points, you begin to feel better about yourself. And the moment you start to feel better, you will begin to treat yourself better. And the moment you begin to treat yourself better, you will see that you deserve better. And because you deserve better, only better will come to you. Do I make sense? See the value in yourself. Take care of yourself, your physical appearance, and your mental well-being. Trust me, when you do this, you will naturally begin to create the necessary boundaries with people. You will begin to see things that you never saw before. You will begin to see the little loopholes that you had, the little areas or your little weak moments or areas that you need to work on to better yourself. And trust me, when you better yourself, you'll become 100 times better for yourself and for everybody else around you. Because in as much as we talk about people pleasing, you also don't want to be a lich. Because sometimes it's not even that you're people pleasing, sometimes you're just leeching off of people. You don't want to be that. Okay? So that is all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, like, share, subscribe. Before you guys go, please subscribe. If you're watching my video and you haven't subscribed, please press that subscribe button, like, and share it with a friend. Like, send it to somebody's DMs. Just copy my links, share it on your pages, share it on your WhatsApp, share it on your Instagram, share my link on your Facebook. Just share, 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 share. I love you guys. To the moon and back. Until the next one. Bye.